Smith here giving you guys the Week 12 recap. We're going to let this recap play and we will start our incentive check along with the show. We have a lot of interviews, so let's get to it.
Two-thirds of the season has come and gone. I'm Scott Hanson, and your weekly recap for week number 12 is up now. Lots to get you caught up on. We'll start down in the Bayou. The Saints at home to take on the Atlanta Falcons. And when you've got a running back like this, just let him do his thing. Bijan Robinson. He's going to hit the hole hard, get loose into the secondary, and they're not gonna get him. The Falcons needed this one, and they got it. A victory that helps them keep pace in the NFC wildcard race. Why don't we go over to Charm City now? Check in on the Ravens as they host the New York Jets. And this is the young star, Garrett Wilson. They'll get it out to him left side, and then he'll take it the rest of the way. Lastly, we go up to Lambeau Field. It's the Packers hosting the Minnesota Vikings. And let's watch Josh Jacobs. He gets a seal here and a seal here, and up the alley he goes. That'll do it for us. Until next week, Scott Hanson in Orlando, good night from all of us at EA Sports.
All right, so we'll go ahead and get started with the show. Go ahead and answer this quick question. Coach's
Film rooms
office.
are the forum where strategies are discussed and victories are born. Each person there has a voice and a chance to step forward with what they believe is the key to this week's game.
Okay, so it looks like we need to try to create some turnovers. It says, do you agree on gambling on forcing their QB to turn it over? 100% agreed. Let's get to it, Coach. I start working on the practice for the week. Make sure we're good to go, which will be in about 30 minutes. We have the game set up with the Titans, so that gives us a chance to go ahead and get this recap done. I just need to talk strategy focuses. Yeah, we need some turnovers this week. All right, so we'll take the week 13 recap. Well, week 12, week 12. All right, so incentive check. Home team received the win. Seahawks already ineligible. This is a common. Seattle's always having problems. Home team, the Bears received the win. Pittsburgh is now ineligible. I think he was already. Unsure, but I will put that down there. Steelers. Home team received the win. Eagles ineligible. I think they're already ineligible, but I'll be sure. All right. Let me just save it. Copy. All right. So we will start with the game of the week. We had for week 12, we had Jets and the Ravens. All right, so I did interview Mike, and I did interview the Ravens as well. Get that set up. All right, so We can clearly see this was a high scoring game, 34-31. Turnovers was 2-1. Although the Jets did turn the ball over twice, they still was able to win this game. Time of possession, 10-21. Ravens actually had more time. Um, and wow, 15 penalty yards on the Jets, so they lost that category as well. Score was 14-14 at the first half, and in the second half, it was 17-17, and they went into overtime. And um, the Jets was able to stop Baltimore offensively and come out with a 3-point lead. Lamar Jackson, 445, three TDs, one interception. Justin Fields, three TDs, two interceptions. But despite the turnovers, he still was able to win this game. So let's take a listen to hear what the Ravens had to say after the game. Oh, wow. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me make sure. Ravens is ineligible. Okay, he did not respond. Okay, so let me make sure I save that. All right, but we did interview Mike. Let's hear what the Jets had to say.
Yeah, I think it was a huge win. We needed it to kind of basically get ourselves in the playoffs. I mean, if I lost, I still probably would have made the playoffs, but it would have made things a lot harder. So I'm happy that I won that game, and I'll be in the playoffs pretty much unless I completely fall apart. The running game, I don't have Breece Hall. My backups, who I were hoping would step up so I could trade Breece, have not. So I'm not trading Breece because he's pretty much the only person I can run with, it seems like. Garrett Wilson is pretty amazing in one-on-one coverage. He breaks a lot more tackles than he should in real life. He's like a little pipsqueak and he just gets knocked over. But in this game, for whatever reason, he can just break tackles and make some really contested catches. Fields is Fields. He has some really amazing throws, and then some throws, I have no clue where they're going. He was able to use his feet. I got very lucky at the end there. 21 seconds left to tie the game with a touchdown, and just was able to go down the field and then finish it off with a field scramble to get in the end zone. And then in overtime, fourth and short, the defense stepped up, stopped Hopkins short of the first down marker for once, and then we were able to go down, kick a field goal. It's going to be a battle in the AFC. I think anybody's really got a shot, but you got to be in the tournament to have a chance. So we're just going to put ourselves in the best position, hopefully be as healthy as possible, start doing half pads and resting the guys now that we're at the tail end of the season. Going to cost me some XP, but I got to keep those guys healthy because I'm not very deep right now as a team.
All right, so that was the Jets speaking out about the matchup as far as against the Ravens. And as he mentioned, the AFC is definitely loaded. And he mentioned that he will have his players not go all full in as far as practice goes. And he mentioned about the division that he's in there in the AFC East. And he's right. It's pretty much the Jets division unless they stank it up. 2-1 tied, 3-1 down bottom. But yeah, I mean, unless they just have a meltdown, it's pretty much in the Jets' hand as far as winning that division. Moving forward, gotta be very slow this time because I have a lot of interviews. I don't want to miss anybody. Next up, we had was, let me go back. I don't want to rush. Okay, so we had the Rams and the Packers. I mean, the Rams and the Bucks. I did interview Rams. Rams lost this one 28-56. And so we'll take a listen to hear what he had to say after the loss, and then we'll see if the Buccaneers responded. Taking a look at the box score, we can clearly see it was pretty much all favored to the Buccaneers. Turnovers was 2-2. And as far as the time of possession, 16-23, Rams had more time, but they just could not capitalize. And I mean, they actually had the lead in the first half, 21-14. So let's take a listen to hear what Watching you had to say after the loss.
Offensively, same thing. A lot of these guys are going to retire. Yeah, I'm letting a lot of these guys go year one, so it's going to be a whole new team year two off season with a lot of cap. So I'm looking to spend year two specifically on the offense, because just don't have no time. If you watch again, my offensive line was just getting dominated. There was like nowhere to go unless I went spread 4 5 out. So it took me out my game plan. I just couldn't do nothing, unfortunately. No matter what I did, my offensive line just was getting beat by lesser talent. So that's something we're going to work on as well in the offseason. But once again, I kind of know how he plays and where he's going to go. Once Mike Evans and all those guys retire or get even slower, but I let him have his time this year. Defense. We got a bunch of aging players. They're trying to age out, most of them DB side, but we're going to get better. Unfortunately, it's just one of those bumping on both sides of the field. But I know where he's going most of the time. He's pretty predictable, but unfortunately, I just don't have the DBs to keep up. Neither talent or speed, but I know where he's going there. If you check some of my game players, I was literally right there as soon as he snapped the ball. When I was right there, there to make an easy interception, but I just couldn't get the animation that I wanted. A few of them didn't jump. They just didn't jump at all, so it's kind of fucked up. But it is what it is. He's a good user, but I'll take me 9 out of 10 times. Unfortunately, he got his win today. Better team showed up, so that's what it is. It is what it is. I made a few mistakes, just couldn't recover. But I know where he's going to go most of the time. Mike Evans on the inside breaking routes. The 2 receivers governing the rookie on the outside corner routes. Then if he can't get none of that, he's just going to keep crossing. And he's going to throw short drags to his tight end. And if he doesn't throw short drags to his tight end, he's going to hit him on the corner. Or if none of those work, he's going to check it down to his running back. So I pretty much know what he does by the formation. It's just not having the talent to where I can actually lock in and not have to worry about every spot from the field. I could just focus on one spot and kind of take it away. But I'll see him again very soon.
All right, so you guys heard very passionate Rams team pretty much spoke out about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He said once the players like Mike Evans leave the team, you won't hear about the Tampa Bay Bucs. So that could be part of our title. I think that was a shot right there. I did send an interview question out to Tampa Bay, and let's see what he had to say. It was Rio. All right, so let's see what he had to say.
What's going on, Stephen A, man? Nice to hear from you, man. Haven't spoke to you since earlier in the season. We're halfway through the season, and it's good to hear from you, man. Let's get straight to it. That game against the Rams last night was pretty challenging, man. In the first half, we started off kind of slow. We threw a pick right before half, and it kind of got us down by 7. We was down 7 at the break, but we came out third quarter, got our offense clicking, and it continued to just click from there. That first drive in the third quarter, we just carried that momentum all the way into the fourth. Our defense stepped up tremendously in the second half as well, causing turnovers, even having a pick 6 by Antoine Winfield. It was just an overall outstanding game for all of our guys, man. Everybody contributed. On the defensive end, Baker was playing lights out, man. My running game was on point. Tucker had one big run, which was great. We needed that for him to carry us over to the next game. Trying to get that running game back going like it was at the beginning of the season. And tipping hats off to the Rams, man. They played a great game, man. especially in the first half. But like I said, that second half, man, we had that pep talk and we came out we was on fire and we just never turned back. So we hope to carry that momentum into next week. I think we got a big game against the Arizona Cardinals. And we're just going to kind of continue to do that and take it one game at a time, man.
Big win right there. As mentioned, that 41-7 second half played a huge role in that one. Next up we had was the Bills and the Texans. I didn't interview neither one of those guys. I try to give guys a little space in between interviews. As we can see, the Bills won this one 24-21. Turnover battle was 1-3, so Buffalo protected the ball a lot better. Josh Allen, 3 TDs, 273. CJ Stroud threw 3 interceptions. Not what you want to do, especially when Joe Mixon is carrying the load very well. Receivers, Dalton, Kincaid, tight end, 8 receptions, 136, 1 TD. Nico Collins, 7 receptions, 106, 1 TD. It was a lot of high scoring. It was a lot of offense in this game, but those 3 interceptions definitely played a role into that game right there. Next up we had was the Patriots and the Bengals. Did I interview the Patriots? No, but didn't interview the Patriots, but we can see that the score was 27-21. Turnovers was 4-6. A lot of turnovers in this one right here. Time of possession really don't matter with those amount of turnovers. Drake May, 4 interceptions. Joe Burrow, 6. A lot of interceptions right there, and you can clearly see why the Bengals lost this one. The Bengals have gotten away from their identity. They used to like to run the ball in previous Maddens. Miami actually has Saquon Barkley suspended this week as he hasn't been giving the ball to anybody else. As you guys can see, I'm surprised he's still available with carrying the load that much. I'm surprised he's not injured. Jamar Chase, 9 receptions, 157, 1 TD. T. Higgins, 5 receptions, 80 yards, 1 TD. Just a lot of offense, but just way too many turnovers for the Bengals in that one. Next up we had was the Giants and the Lions. This one right here, I'm going to have to chime in with the Lions. I haven't spoken to them all season. Turnover battle was 1-1. 3 TDs, Jared Goff. Definitely something that you like from Detroit, although they did lose this one. Jackson Dart, 347, 1 TD, only 1 interception. Rushing-wise, Tyrone Tracy, 109. Back-to-back weeks where he had a 100-yard rusher as far as the Giants go. Malik Neighbors, 7 receptions, 203, 1 TD, another high performance. Over 200 yards again, back-to-back weeks. Just a little bit too much for the Lions. The Giants just came out ready to go. They did trade interceptions, but just was too much offensively for Detroit to keep up. Next up we did the game of the week. Now we have the Vikings and the Packers. I think I did interview Z the Truth. Or did I? Yep, I did interview Z the Truth. And as we can see, this game right here, 28-24. Packers won this one. Vikings came up short 4 points. In the first half, it was 14-13. Second half, it got a little tricky. Vikings went up a little bit, outscoring their opponent 11-7 in the third quarter. But Green Bay was able to continually score that late fourth quarter. Turnover battle was 1-0. Green Bay ability to not force any turnovers and still have some sort of time of possession in this matchup definitely played a key role. 272, 2 TDs. Let's take a listen to hear what Z the Truth had to say about the game.
It was a tough game. Vikings came out there to play, and Mr. Johnson couldn't be stopped. Only thing we could probably do is just try and minimize his ability to take the game away. We kept a cap on him a little bit. He still outshined us. I was still trying to focus on him and keep him out there that spotlight. But defense stepped up and stopped the run. They got a good running back. They gave up some good runs for my guy, and I had to spread the ball around a little bit, pass, just to make stuff work. But it was a tough fall game. Shout out to that guy, and hope he does well the rest of the season. And hey, I'm just going to keep trying to fight off. Right on.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, very, very good football game right there. Let me see if I interviewed the Vikings. I don't think I did, but I'm going to make sure before we skip anybody. Vikings. Nope, we didn't interview the Vikings, but we need to get them on the show sooner than later. Next up we had was Colts and the Chiefs. Colts been rolling. Colts are continually dominating the GFSSL league. They are undefeated, only team in the GFSSL league to be undefeated. Their head coach is a Natty champion. He won $100 from me, from my donation in the college. And it looks like he's trying to win another, depending on what we're going to put as far as the Super Bowl stake. But he's definitely on the way to having another successful football career, from college to the NFL. Turnovers was 1 of 3. I did interview the Colts. He spoke about the excitement as far as what he's able to do with this Colts football team, being undefeated week after week. So let's take a listen to hear what Absolution had to say about this game and their team success.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us right now is Anthony Richardson has just been playing lights out all year long. Today he had another 4-touchdown game against the Chiefs, almost 300 yards passing. He's in the MVP talks right now, and I believe he deserves to be there. Taylor's also been up there, and he had another great game against the really stout Chiefs D-line, getting over 100 yards, like you said. I'm impressed with the offense, and the defense has had bright spots, but today we kind of got bailed out by interceptions, missing too many tackles still. And like you said, Travis Kelce got over 100 yards, a couple of scores. We need to clean that up throughout the rest of the year. If I can hold opponents below 20 points, I'm pretty confident I can score 3 touchdowns a game. That's always going to be the goal. And we didn't get that goal today. So got to work on some defense, got to keep the offense flowing, and see if we can't win the next 6 and go 17-0.
Yep, so the Colts, as I said before, they're definitely rolling. This man here watched a lot of film of his opponents, and it definitely shows why he's having success in these leagues. Next up we had was the Jaguars, my Jags against the Cardinals, 38-17. Turnovers was 1 to 3. Time of possession, we also won that category as well. Score was 24-7 in the first half, and we was throwing in some backups in the second half. 3 TDs, Trevor Lawrence, no interception. We also played Nick Mullins. He scored a TD as well. He also threw 105. I'm very pleased with what he was able to do coming out off the backup spot. Kyler Murray, he was just a little too much for us. He had 262, 1 TD. We was making an attempt to just get that 100-yard man, but we did get it as far as a team. So we did meet our goal. Although we're passing, people don't realize we're a passing team, but we definitely run the football. We didn't avoid the Deshaun Watson table by accident. We definitely pride ourselves into running the ball. That's our motto. As much as I love to throw that pill, I remind myself over and over to run the football. Very important. When you're running back getting 8.6 average, you have to keep feeding them. That's a first down. If he touch it twice, that's a first down. Same thing with Tootin. I mean, if he touch it twice, that's a first down. And so we have to make sure we remind ourselves when we're in the game to do so. Wide receivers didn't didn't do too much this game, which I'm okay with because I don't never go into the game. And I think that's what makes me so hard to beat is that I don't never go into the game with a mentality that I want to get receivers the ball. I just give what the defense give me. But obviously, me being a real life wide receiver, I would definitely love to throw it. But if you take it away from me, then I have no other choice but to do the opposite. So we was able to win that one. Next up we had was the Browns and the Raiders. Browns won this one huge, 42-6. I don't think I interviewed Amfish this week, but I did interview the Raiders. The Raiders also have a suspension. Um, Ashton Genty carried the load this football game, 13 attempts to 4, but he's not. He's carrying the load a lot right now. Very surprised as someone that pride themselves on Sim. And when we played the Raiders, he mentioned that we only had one game where we rushed for over 100 yards, but yet he made the Deshaun Watson table because he hasn't been going by the rule as far as the 80-20 rule as far as running backs, and he's damn near killing Ashton Genty. So I did interview the Raiders though after the loss, so let's take a listen to hear what he has to say. And if his energy is up, you guys should be able to hear what he has to say. If his energy is down, my apology because he may speak low because it's just a lot of losses over there as far as the Raiders go.
Yeah, well, against the Cowboys, we caused the 2 fumbles on the rookie running back, Blue. One fumble on him, one fumble on Dak, one interception on Dak.
He's extra late. That was week 11. Oh, okay. So I didn't interview the Raiders this week, but as you can see, 42-6. Turnover battle was 0-1. Turnovers wasn't really that big of a deal. Shedeur Sanders, 5 TDs, 334, no interceptions. As I said before, Ashton Genty was held less than 100 yards. Jerry Jeudy, Brock Bowers played pretty well, 6 receptions, 91 yards. David Njoku, 6 receptions, 3 TDs. Just a lot of offense from the Browns, and they also played great on the defense side of the ball, winning this one 42-6. Next up we had was the Falcons and the Saints. Didn't interview neither one of these guys, but as we can see, the Falcons won this one 42-28. This game right here, it was 14-7 in the first half, but in that third and fourth quarter, their ability to outscore their opponent 35-14 in the second half, and the Saints only scoring 7 points in each quarter. This whole entire game played a huge role in this one. And then they also, they did win the time of possession, but they just couldn't get anything going offensively. They are in need of a quarterback, in my opinion. Tyler Shaw just not cutting it. He played decent, 3 TDs, 1 interception. He played actually good this football game, but usually he struggled a little bit. Michael Penix Jr. Was absolutely phenomenal, 388 yards rushing, 1 TD. Kendre Miller, he played pretty well as well. Alvin Kamara couldn't get anything going, 3.4 average. Receivers, Bijan Robinson also caught some passes out the backfield. Ray McLeod III, he's also, he's a wide receiver. He 5'9", wow. But he had 7 receptions, 79 yards, 2 TDs, Drake London. So offensively, the Falcons was able to roll past the Saints in that one. Lastly, we had the 49ers and Panthers, completely lopsided. Panthers, it was a clean game as well, 0-0 in the turnover battle. Brock Purdy, 3 TDs. Hopefully he have a speedy recovery in real life from that toe turf injury. But 234, rushing-wise, Isaac, he ran for 73 yards on 2 attempts. Christian McCaffrey, 10 attempts, 60 yards. They definitely was able to get some things going rushing-wise as far as the 49ers go. Brandon Ayuk, 5 receptions, 113, 2 TDs. A complete solid win for the 49ers. 38-3. So that's very huge right there. And we did our incentive check. Taking a look at the top performers, Baker Mayfield has moved up as far as top 3. Drake May, Michael Penix Jr. are the top 3. Trevor Lawrence fell out of the top 3. And as I said before, I really don't care about stats. I just want to win. He didn't have a good game last week. Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, and Jaden Blue. I think it's Jaden Blue, but 927 yards, so he's coming up on 1,000 yards, 9 TDs. Taylor, 1,039 rushing yards, 14 TDs, and then you have Jacobs with 1,374 rushing yards, 17 TDs. Receiving yards, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, all 3 equipped or has passed the 1,000 receiving yard mark. Jamar Chase has less TDs, but Nico Collins and Justin Jefferson both have 12 total TDs, with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson having the same amount of receptions. The sacks leaders, Broswell, Carter, and Verse. That order's pretty much been the same throughout the season. Franklin, Steele, and Stutzman all still pretty much the same. Like Cameron Barnes, Bynum, and Cashmere, I want to say. But I should have put that on the left side. Let me try to do that. But as you guys can see, 82, 95, and 103. Taking a look at the standings. Gotta make sure I hurry up because I have a game coming up shortly. He says, I'm ready whenever you're ready. Okay, give me 5 more minutes. Sim training. All right. So I'm going to make this quick. As I said before, the Colts undefeated right now in the entire league. They're the top 6 right now. The division race right now, as we mentioned earlier, Browns 3 games ahead. They're likely going to win the division. AFC South, the Colts, Jags. Those 2 teams haven't played each other yet. With the Colts definitely being the front runner to win a division. But it could possibly come down to those last 2 games. AFC East, you have the Jets, as mentioned earlier, likely to win the division. AFC West, you have the Chargers, Broncos, with the Chargers likely to win the division. NFC North, still open. You have the Bears and the Packers, and they both undefeated in the division, so it's going to come down to the last late stretch of the season. NFC South, you have the Bucks and the Falcons. Falcons being 2 games behind the Bucks, with the Bucks likely to win this division. Commanders and the Cowboys, likely the 2 teams battling it out. Cowboys front runners, as they was undefeated in the division, and they are still undefeated. And then we have the 49ers, 3-2, and then Rams 3-0 in their division. But after speaking with the Rams, it looks like they're trying to build for next year, but they're still in this thing. I mean, 2 games behind the 49ers, so anything can happen. But it looks like the 49ers are likely to win that division. Taking a look at some of the tweets. Try to make this quick. Let's see if any top stories. Thanksgiving. So we're around Thanksgiving, so you may see some games, some snow games. Focus player. So let's take a look. Choose focus player. I have a game that's coming up, so let me go ahead. Oh, that's something I'm not going to show right now. Weekly strategy. Let me sim this real quick. I'm like Mike, man. We're going have pads. Better yet, we're gonna rest. We're gonna rest, man. We don't have time to get anybody injured, any freak accidents. We're gonna rest this week. Taking a day off. We may lose XP, but it is what it is. The guys deserve the rest. We have a tough game coming up, man. The Colts gonna be hell. I need my guys healthy. Um, I think that's pretty much it. I was gonna read out some of the tweets for this week. Head coach Christian Allen lost the Broncos locker room. Panthers play calling. 13 ranked defense on the road. Philadelphia to test themselves against the league's 12th offensive attack. Caleb Williams claims that the schemes of Eagles coach Tank Willis will do nothing to slow him down. Caleb Williams been playing lights out. Unreal how many turnovers the Patriots have forced this year. Two of the top defenses will collide. That's the Cowboys and the Eagles, with the Eagles having the number one defense in the GFSSL league. Scott Hansen defensive powers collide in Baltimore for a Week 12 matchup between two of the league's top defense. Okay, so that was last week. All right, so that pretty much wraps up our weekly recap. I'm going to go ahead and get that out and then get ready for my game. So I'm going to end the live and then I'm going to come right back for the game live. Peace.